Hey guys, welcome back to Cosmic Talks with your one and only Venus Goddess of Love. This is now episode 11, and today's topic is going to be about connections. I'm so happy that this episode is number 11, and it sort of coincides with this topic. But yeah, in numerology, 11 is a highly spiritual number. It's a balancing of the intuitive qualities of the high priestess with the leadership and creative qualities of the magician. Also, when you make 11 a single digit, it's 2, and 11-2 is a master-inspired healing number. If you'd like to know more about these numbers, look it up on Google. You'll be really surprised about these meanings and numbers, but don't make yourself crazy over it. It's just nice to know about meanings and spiritual meanings and numbers and just in life, Anyway, stick around for a small meditation at the end of this episode. Before I dig deep into this topic, I want to inform all of you that to take this at your own discretion and research things yourself. So now that I got that out of the way, what I mean by connection is that if we all just take away all that we have learned about life in this world, we would simply just connect. Like, imagine yourself with multiple layers from the day you were born. You were told you were female or male. You were given a name. You were dressed according to your sex. You were judged based off of what you were wearing. You were judged based on your looks, etc. Once we strip away all the bullshit, we can easily connect with an open heart and open mind. An example would be a healthy A and B conversation. I have an opinion about something, and so do you. But we have a common ground, and we find a common ground. Then connection starts from there. Sometimes it takes a while to connect to someone because some people wear a mask or rather have their walls way up high, or they just have this ego. Anyway, imagine this. We all think about a certain person, then miraculously, that person calls you or shows up in your path. Could this person be thinking about you too? And that could be a possibility. And if that possibility is 100% accurate, we would call this telepathy. People call this crazy, but it happens to all of us. This serendipity moment or this coincidental moment. But you know what? I'm not going to even label it that because it's not coincidental. It's just two A and B people who happen to be thinking about each other, and then the universe pulls some strings of bringing these people together. It's all orchestrated, people. It's like whatever you attract, it will be magnetically pulled to you. I've had things happen to me a couple of times where I haven't seen someone for years, and somehow that person crossed my path several times. I bet you're wondering if I said something, and normally I do, regardless of what happened amongst us in the past. I usually move past things unless you didn't, and if you didn't, it'll be seen that you didn't. Like, I'll just keep my head down if you do not acknowledge me, and I'll just keep moving on with my day. However, this person said something that kind of insulted the person I am, but I deserve that and understand why he said it. But what he said made me feel ashamed and refrained me from saying hi to him. Until one day I decided, you know what? I don't care how I seem because I feel this connection with him. And he kept crossing my path throughout the years, multiple times. And I'm not sure if there is a reason behind him crossing my path multiple times, but I decided, you know what? I'm going to go up to this person and share my light to this person. Maybe he needed to hear something from me. So, with that being said, if you feel a connection with a certain somebody, don't be afraid to speak up. Because sometimes a conversation or a poem or simply just being there to listen to them is exactly what they needed. We are all put in this world together, and together we must rise. It's so easy to define yourself from your past or define that certain somebody by their past mistakes. We are not who we were in the past unless it's clear indication that they are still who they are years ago. Granted, we are not meant to fix people, but ourselves. But encouragement, a companion, and leading by example is what we all need. And this can all happen at arm's length. Anyway, to continue the topic of connection, you'll know who you connect with when you feel like your authentic self, as in you can easily be who you are without a sense of judgment. You don't have to watch what you say, unless you're going to say something insulting or put your nose in someone's business, which please don't do that. Stop yourself. Like, as soon as those thoughts come to mind, burp, take that out of your head. Anyway, continuing, the conversations are just fluid, and your mask is off, like you're without an ego. However, we can't be completely free, because then there could be people who have different intentions than we do. So be open, but guarded, until you come to this comfort level of being able to just be you, and that you are respected by your boundaries, you know? Well, think of it this way. A connection can be as simple to literally talking to a stranger or dating someone, but it does take time for them to share the same wavelength or mindset for it to be considered a connection. So that's why I mentioned, set those boundaries, have them be respected, and if it's not respected, then it's not a mutual connection. It's because it's all about mutual understanding. And this goes for friends as well. Friends should not let friends drown, and friends do not break the codes. If they do, they weren't really your friend with good intentions. I have such a great connection with my best friends, and one best friend in particular. I could be without service or without a phone, and she'll know exactly where I am if I need help, because I can just easily connect to her. And honestly, she found me once. She didn't find me, but she was close to finding me. She knew exactly where I was, and she was trying to find the right coordinates, and she knew I was okay. And she informed my parents I was okay. So, again, going to mention, this connection is called telepathy. It's real, ladies and gents. So don't let anyone tell you you're weird or crazy. When you let people get to you and let them tell you that you're weird or crazy or put a label on you, your evolved self shrinks. And then you become confused and you just get lost. So don't let opinions of others shrink you. Another example of telepathy is when you're thinking of someone and then they call you. I know you're all thinking, oh, it's just coincidence. No, it's not coincidence. We're really just all connected. Now, let's talk about synchronicities, because this goes hand in hand with connecting. So we shouldn't become obsessive over it, but recognize it and see what the message is behind it. So synchronicity could be numbers. It could be that you and your friend or lover is in sync with each other, like you're finishing each other's sentences, or just basically you're thinking about something in your head, and I don't know, an example would be you're in the kitchen and you're like, I wonder where the knife is, and all of a sudden your friend's going through the drawer in the cabinets, and she pulls out the knife. She's like, oh, this is the knife that you're looking for, and you're just like, huh? Yeah, that's being in sync with your friend or lover. And it could also even be something simple like, I wonder if this person is thinking about me. Then all of a sudden you open the book to a random page and a sentence in that paragraph describes what you're thinking. And you weren't even looking for it. You just simply open the book like, oh, la-di-da, I'm going to read this book page in the book. And then, wow, what the hell? What? It's because you're in sync and you were meant to read that specific message in that book. Again, people will say this is coincidental, But has anyone watched Interstellar? I know it's a movie, but let's just all embrace the idea of not knowing what the unknown entails. Because there is definitely more to us than what this world has to offer, or what we even have to offer. Am I right? I mean, it would be just boring if it was just a human experience. There is definitely more to us, and there's scientific proof for it too. And I know, there's lots of religious beliefs out there about things, and not lots of people like to believe in religion, but it's just embracing the unknown, ladies and gents, because the unknown is quite magical. And when we embrace and reach our highest potential, everything starts to align, and you get a glimpse of what heaven is like. It's like weightless and happiness, kind of what life should be like on this earth. Granted, we have our ups and downs, but we should have more ups and downs. I want to share another example because this experience was quite amazing. I was writing a piece of a dialogue in a script of mine, and I was describing exactly what I'm telling you in this specific piece. And as always, I listen to tribal house music or chill step music on Spotify. And then all of a sudden, without looking at Spotify, while I'm writing this specific piece in my dialogue, a song comes on, and it's called Heaven by Big Wild. And the lyrics go like this. I caught a glimpse of heaven as colors drain from our eyes. The moonlight hits the sun, and raindrops on the ocean fill my heart. I caught a glimpse of heaven. I never thought it was true. I caught a glimpse of heaven. So those lyrics kind of creeped me out. But you know what? I looked at it this way. I started to tell myself, you know what? Maybe when you just start to align and just accept what is and just being here now, things just sort of magically happen for you, and just reassure you that you're doing exactly what you're meant to do. And that just simply the art of being and accepting the things that are happening around you, it's beautiful. So it made me believe that each of us are divinely guided in life, and we're given messages by the universe. And that's just simply in the art of just being here now and silencing the mind and surrendering to this present moment. Surrender to the universe, because only the divine knows what's next in your life, and you cannot control that. Then you'll recognize all the magic that it is around us, all the endless possibilities. And if at any point you're struggling, it's because maybe you're tapping into the egotistical mind and not just being free and just letting things happen. So this is all part of the connection topic, guys, because once you tap in, you're connected. Now, I know it can get hard sometimes when you really connect with someone and it's cool and amazing and you become attracted to them and you see their soul when their guard is down. And it feels like you've known them before, in different lifetimes, or maybe before this earth, or I don't know, before everything. And it just feels like they're your soulmate or your fated lover or twin flame. And then you just pour out everything in life and open up, but yet they didn't reciprocate those feelings for you. And now you feel at loss for words because you saw it all. And it happens, but that's when you take a step back and apologize and explain what you saw in them after this specific connection that you felt. Sometimes they'll understand, sometimes they won't. And that's okay, because they don't need to understand. Sometimes it takes people time to evolve or open up their minds more. And that doesn't make you a better person than them. And you can always enlighten them if they are open to learning. However, don't let this stop you from evolving. and becoming the person that you're meant to be and opening your mind more. Don't stay stagnant for your friend either, or your loved ones, or a crush. Lead by example, and they'll meet you there. Sometimes people need to deal with their karma, or rather really hit a rock bottom or a break before they're ready for a true awakening. It will happen in time. It's all divinely planned, and it will all unfold. Actually, in fact, everyone should have experienced some sort of awakening in November up until now. Everyone should have been purging and healing unhealed trauma, and if you put that off to the side, believe me, it will hit you hard again if you did not heal it. So don't be afraid to disconnect from the world and the internet and the bar and anything that distracts you from healing and just being with yourself and just being silent, because you should not be afraid of just being with yourself. Being with yourself is a way to just naturally evolve. So while you purge, just listen. Listen to the thoughts that come up. Write them down. Because you need to let all of this out, my friends, in order to evolve. Now, before I end this off with a guided meditation, I want to dedicate a song to this episode. It's called Rather Be by Rufus du Sol. This song has great magical words in them. But anyway, now let's find a quiet place and have a seat somewhere comfortable. Close your eyes. We're going to take a few breaths in through your nose and out through your nose. Inhale. Exhale. Now start taking some deep inhales and some long exhales. Inhale through your nose. Exhale out through your nose. Now you're going to repeat after me with your eyes closed. Inhale. I choose now. Exhale. I choose to live in the only moment, the present moment. And you could say this in your head. You don't have to say this out loud. So inhale. I choose now. Exhale. I choose to live in the only moment, the present moment. Inhale. I choose now. Exhale. I choose to live in the only moment, the present moment. Inhale. I choose now. Exhale. I choose to live in the only moment, the present moment. Inhale. I choose now. Exhale. I choose to live in the only moment, the present moment. Inhale. I choose now. Exhale. I choose to live in the only moment, the present moment. Inhale. I choose now. Exhale. I choose to live in the only moment, the present moment. Now take a big breath in. Long exhale out. Take another long breath in through your nose. Exhale it out. Now slowly open your eyes. Do you feel weightless? Do you feel like you're here now? Do you feel calm? Whatever you're feeling, write it all down. And if you feel like you need to take a few more minutes in this specific guided meditation, you can continue with the specific affirmation that I just repeated to you. And do it for 10 minutes. Set an alarm for 10 minutes. You'll start to notice that you're not forcing yourself to say these things anymore. Your brain just automatically does it for you. And you'll feel more relaxed. But if anything comes up while you meditate and you silence your mind or try to silence your mind, you'll hear things that comes up or that subconsciously has been stored, and you need to listen to those subconscious thoughts, because it's like a piece of a fragment in our minds that we put off to the side. So write it all down and evolve. Peace and love, friends. Thank you for listening. Please like and share and subscribe. I'll catch you on the next one. Have a great week. Have a great weekend. Thanks. Bye. Starlight raining over me, like drifting